And happy Saturday morning, everyone. Great weekend ahead of us. I do know, just so y'all know, Huntsville, Alabama is having a convention this weekend. McAllen, Texas is having a convention. There's one up in Dallas. There's an author convention at Longview. And of course, there's Traders Village here in Houston. And I will be at that show tomorrow, but I'm just going to be there to have fun. No interviews by me.
Awesome.
Supposedly, I'm pretty sure that Greg's full of crap on that one, and I'm pretty sure the 1 hour is going to be live like all day tomorrow because Greg doesn't understand what not working actually means. So he just lied to everybody. I'm just going to be blunt enough to tell the truth. That's going to happen.
Now, would y'all call that like a roller derby block?
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might have been a little bit of a hit, but I think that if you like what you do, then it's not really work. So maybe it was just kind of like the way you enjoy things is having to interview people, perhaps.
It was a hip check.
A hip check, yeah.
There you go. I like that. That's much nicer.
Of course, Amy and I have to give it help.
Well, yes, Greg, we do. We do. Especially since, what was it? On one of my platforms, you told everyone that he was going to slap me, and it would be the slap. What was it? I think I'm the one that said it was going to be the slap heard around the Comic-Con community, but that was going to be me towards you because you threatened to slap me on my channels. So, tit for tat, it's going to happen one day.
Well, in roller derby, we don't use our hands. It's a lot like soccer.
So yeah, we'll help check them for you.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you. One, my dog's about to go off. But roller derby chicks, I'm not. I have mad love and respect for y'all because y'all scare the shit out of me. You could beat my ass and I know it. So I have much respect for y'all that when I see y'all, I am nice as hell. And I pretend to be your best friend. I don't want my ass kicked. So I have much respect for you guys because I couldn't do it. But, I feel like there's some days I'm mad enough where I should just go do that and, I don't know, body tackle somebody or something. That might make me feel some days.
You should,
or at least come out.
We practice.
Yeah, or at least practice the basics, It will totally give you the confidence that you need to walk the streets.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't mean walk the streets the way that sounds.
Not the red light district. Walk the street.
Yeah.
Limits. My love has limits, but there's some days, hey, if you need money, there's, I'm all about it. Okay. So if I need to do that or whatever, I'm okay. I'll take
it. It's what it is, yeah.
Confidence walking the street.
People gotta do what they gotta do.
Roller derby is kind of like therapy for a lot of people. And when you have too much aggression or conflict in your life or things are just going bad, it's a way an outlet to get that off your chest, sometimes literally, because you can pop somebody in the chest with your shoulder. So, and we've had some rib fractures that way for sure.
Wow.
Not me personally, but I know some people have.
You had me at that. You had me at that.
But you should definitely come out and practice with us. Right now, we're practicing Wednesday evenings at Carnegie Vanguard's parking garage, the high school parking garage. And we're working on finding a permanent place. But you should come out and practice Wednesdays at 7. I will definitely teach you everything you need to know.
Okay. See, that'll be good because then I feel like it would be an extra, added fear that my husband should have of me. Healthy, of course. But, I'm all about that too, because it's kind of
Yeah.
one of those, what did you say? And then, do a little nudge. Like, yes, I'm all on board.
And you just hip check them.
Exactly.
We'll teach you the basics. Then you just hip check his ass.
I
And
like
because the balance between a man and a woman are different, you probably knock them out.
See, now that is what I'm talking about. That's what I need. And oh my gosh,
Go for the knees. Go for the knees.
people. Yes, Greg, thank you. You brought it home. I love it.
Now
I've
instead of
seen many
slapping
games-
Josh, you're going to hip check Josh.
There you go. Yep.
You know, I've seen many games between the men and the women, especially at RollerCon every year. And I will say most of the time the women win. Not that because the men, they're not stronger than the men. They outsmart the men with their strategies.
Well, I mean, that's a given. That's a given.
And we play a lower game than the men. The men play standing up. And if you're down low, I mean, you're closer to the floor, so you're quicker to get back up. And you go for the knees.
But it's harder to,
There
it's
you
harder
go.
to be
I
knocked
like
over that way as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
You know, that's the
hurting-
reason
I'm
why,
hurting all over.
I guess this is a kind of strange analogy for derby, but it's better to be the ball than the pin if you're playing bowling, right? So, you can get low enough, knock down something that's taller than you.
I can
Definitely.
see that.
That is, oh my gosh, I am learning. Josh is going to be like, Amy, you can't be on that show anymore. You are learning too much, but I love it. Yeah.
Now, if Amy shows up, I want a video of this. I would have
Oh,
to
we
video that.
Yeah, we'll definitely teach you like the beginnings, how to stop and fall before we teach you how to hit and how to give a hit and how to take a hit.
Well, see,
Oh, yeah.
okay, so here's going to be the big struggle. I'm just going to be real honest because I don't know. I'm just an open book and very transparent and blunt. Skating's not my forte. So
I will teach
we
you
gotta
how to
start
skate.
there.
I have
We
literally
will
had
teach you.
We got to start there. It's a
some of our practices at New Girls. I've actually had to start off holding keep people up to teach them how to skate. So not a
Okay.
problem. We can teach you how.
Okay.
So you're considered a wall hugger.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or hugger. Depends on how that goes.
Wall proudly. I am a proud wall hugger. Yes.
Yeah,
I-
and you should be because it takes a lot just to stand there in skates,
Yeah.
Just standing there in skates is actually giving you a whole body workout, your whole core, because you're having to balance yourself. So it's a lot of fun. Once you put your skates on, you'll have fun.
Oh, I
Yeah,
believe
it's
it.
not just legs. To skate derby, you're not just working on your legs. You got to use your whole body to skate. And something good for somebody who's just beginning is trying to strengthen their ankles. So what we all learned when we first started was to do the alphabet with your ankles. You sit down on the couch, watch TV, and just like do your legs, your feet, your ankles, just like spell out the alphabet with your feet. And learning to squat proper. And what we've all learned
Yeah, I would say your core, having a good core is also very important. So any kind of core exercises you do will help you because, like Mommy was saying, we skate squatted, so it helps bring in your center of gravity, so it makes it harder to be knocked over. So that any core exercises you do also helps as well.
That just makes a whole lot of sense. And I am just the ABCs with your ankles because, my ankles I can't even ice skate. Okay. But you want to talk about a wall hugger? Like, I can't even get on the ice to hug the wall. Okay.
I cannot ice skate either. It hurts my ankles too much, but I can roller skate. So
Okay. See,
I have never ice skated.
Okay, see, I don't feel alone. Greg, hi, Greg. Yeah, this is my people. These are
Hi. Yeah, hey,
people. Okay.
that's okay. Somebody's doing
yeah.
something outside the window, so I had to mute myself.
Oh, sure.
Still going.
But no, yes. See, okay, and that's kind of, it brings into, this healthy respect and / fear that I have of roller derby chicks because you guys are just solid muscle. Like, it's not just like muscle in your thighs. It's just like solid muscle. It's intimidating, which I love and I respect, but it's intimidating. So now it all makes sense though, because you have to like squat, you have center of gravity, you use your whole core. This makes a lot of sense. Greg, the next time you see me, I'm going to be like built, okay, like a roller derby chick, and you're going to live in fear. And it's going to bring me joy. So I love this. Okay.
I want to see you do that at Comic Palooza.
What?
Roller skate around.
We
Roll-
have
Oh,
it
that floor
class.
at Comic Palooza. Ooh.
Actually, I like that floor in Comic Palooza, except for tripping over people.
There.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, when you're jamming, it could get it would get kind of slippery.
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. See, so I
Well,
like
I think-
polished concrete though for just skating around.
Yeah. Well, I think the great thing about roller derby is that it's not all one size fits all. I mean, yes, you were saying that you have to be fit and strong core wise and stuff, but anybody at any size can adapt to their body type to be able to play. You know, yes, you have to do a workout, work on core and muscle strength, but at the same time, the beautiful thing about roller derby is you can be 6 feet tall, you can be 5 feet, which is how tall I am.
Yeah.
You can have big hips, you can have, square shoulders, but you can also, a lot of people come from a lot of different physiques, and it's a beautiful thing, I think, being able to find derby the way it works for your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a team player that was her name was Babyface Assassin, and her number was 411 because that's how tall she
what
was.
half?
Am I correct?
Yes,
It's 411,
Yep,
correct?
yep,
Was 411, and she would come up on a wall of asses, a wall that probably was twice her height, and she maneuvered.
oops, she froze up. Yeah, like
Uh-oh.
she was saying, she would maneuver through them. She could take a hit and give a hit to people twice her size, no problem, and she would knock the snot out of them because she could hit in a different angle. Good, mommy's unfrozen again.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
She-
Now, for some of
Small enough.
our newer viewers, can you explain a little bit of the concept of roller derby, the whole rules of everything? Bye, Amy.
Okay, the basic of the
You guys
game
go
is-
ahead.
I explain this a lot, so that's why. The basic of the game is on the track at one time, you have 5 players from each team. There are 4 blockers. Of those 4 blockers, one's the pivot, and they kind of are the ones in charge, and the last defense. These 4 blockers are doing offense and defense at the same time. The jammers, they are your point people. They're the ones who score the points. Their job is to get through the pack the first time. The blockers are trying to keep the opponent's team jammer back while helping their jammer get through, which is why you're hitting at this, people, body checking them. The jammers, once they get out the first time, they skate back around, and for each opponent they pass up, they get 1 point.
But the first lap is a status thing.
Right. But once they skate back around, for each opponent they pass up, they get 1 point. And so, like I said, your blockers are doing offense and defense at the same time. So it's a lot of work and a lot of moving parts at the same time.
Now, the other thing is, I used to watch it way back in the day for me, but they also have banked and flat surfaces.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would think a lot of that would be you'd have to have more of an endurance or stamina with the banked because you're going up and down.
Oh, it's the opposite, really. So for the bank track, and I think Mommy can jump in on this one a little bit because she has more experience with bank track. But for bank track, you use
Actually, I only
momentum
went that one
of
day.
the track. Oh, okay.
They
Well, the bank track, you use the momentum of the track to be able to go fast. And for flat track, you have to use all that yourself. You have to use the strength in your legs to get the speed up. So because
Yeah,
we
and there's
have
no-
some bank track girls practice with us on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
nice.
there's no stopping in bank track. You got to keep on going. So I found it a lot easier to skate on the bank track. Of course, once you get to know the angle, once you get used to the angle and skating like that, then you get comfortable into just skating around because there's no stopping. And boy, I tell you,
Yeah.
No
It's
stopping.
the centrifugal force of the track that actually propels
Yeah.
it a lot easier than it is the flat where it's all on you.
Yeah, it was definitely easier for me as a jammer to jam because you're just cannonballing your way through the whole pack, you know. So and the blockers can't stop you, so they're not having to break, so it's easier for you to push them out of play or whatnot, you know. And that was actually my first time even getting on a bank track, was when I went. And of course, my first penalty was for stopping.
Oops. Not a
Yeah, 'cause
forearm?
we're used. No, it was for stopping, and then it was for forearm.
Mommy,
So
I only got
forearm penalties.
Mommy.
Yeah, well,
Okay, well,
you know.
I will out
She's
myself
getting
then.
better. I
My
was
biggest
told those
penalty was
forearms have
back
been going away
blocking.
a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, back blocking. Yeah.
Back blocking, yeah. Well, it's so easy to do because I predominantly jam. Mommy does like everything, but I predominantly jam. And so when I'm coming up on a track after if these girls aren't going fast enough, you slam right in the back of a wall of girls. And so I sometimes I've totally fell on my ass just trying to get through the packs. But since I hit them first and they're back, then I get the penalty because that's a illegal zone. And so
But you've been pretty good at just coming in hot and going sideways. I love when you come in and you go. You hardly get any penalties, though. You know, you're a pretty good
we've all done this
jammer.
a long time, so we had to fine tune those moments a bit. But yeah, I mean, you've been doing this
True.
since Battleground, and Battleground was how long ago was Battleground?
That was in 07 is when I got introduced to roller derby. I knew about roller derby, but I never played it. I knew it because my grandma would watch it, you know. And it wasn't until 2007 when some chicks came into the bakery where I worked at, and they had this flyer, and I was like, what? So yeah, I joined Battleground in 2007, and then I was out of commission in 2009 for a broken fibula, tibula, non-derby related. All of my injuries are non-derby related.
Well, yeah, I don't really skate very much. I've had a major injury years ago in a church Christmas play, which is a whole nother story. But due to that, my left leg, which is your major leg in derby, only has half of the hip flexor. So I do, I skate some, and I help train, and I help officiate. I was before COVID, everything, our head lead official. And so I do both reffing and NSOing as needed. And I give those penalties. That's how I know mommy's favorite penalty.
She does.
Yeah, and our NSOs, which is our non-official skaters, they are just as important as the skaters. Every aspect of derby, like the volunteers, the referees, they all play a big part on roller derby. Especially, I mean, for us skaters, a lot of people are like, "Oh, the skaters." No, did you see that referee call that fucking awesome call? He got it right. You know what I mean? That it takes a lot, and I have mad respect for the referees, you know, because they could be in an angle and they call it wrong. You know what I mean? And you have to deal with it. It's a penalty. They called it. Take your ass to the box, do your time, and go on with it. You know. So
Now,
I give my hats off to the referees. You know.
Thank you.
now, one thing that y'all just discussed was COVID. I know the COVID has kind of taken y'all out with everything going on, but I know like professional football is a contact sport, and they're coming back, or they've been back. Are y'all going to be coming back soon with the competitions?
We are working on that. Go ahead, mommy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we definitely are. Of course, we have to reestablish our league, Houston Roller Derby, but there are a lot of other leagues around Houston area, like Conroe. They've been hosting games. Alvin, actually, they played a game in 2000. When did COVID hit? 2021. So I'm already lost.
19.
19.
And 19, but I think on 20 was when they shut us down, right? And then at the end in December, they were like, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna hold the game. And it turned. Not a lot of people turned out, but they took care of it very well. They made sure we all had shields. We had our masks. We didn't hear no cases afterwards. Of course, we were limited on people that can come to the game. But I was glad that I was able to play it. But it's definitely never, it definitely never died out for the love, for the people that had the love for Derby, and it's slowly coming back. And Team USA, which actually plays a totally different rule set than the Women's Flat Track Association, they had their tryouts. I want to say a month ago in Texas, and then they had a second tryout in Arizona, which I was given an opportunity to go. So, because I hadn't been playing at that level. I don't even play at that level. What am I talking about? But I was given the opportunity, so I went ahead and took it, and I went and I took it as a practice. The first 2 hours was straight endurance, and then the last hour was a scrimmage. So it was intense, but it filled my Derby heart. It really did, and I'm blessed to have been able to participate.
Now,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I live near
And-
Conroe,
and-
so if y'all ever come out here, y'all are gonna have to let me know so I can actually go and watch
Oh,
it.
Conroe,
Yes, there.
they have been having games. I know I've helped officiate with their games. Some of our players have had mashups with them. But Houston Roller Derby is slowly coming back. We are talking about maybe rebranding a little bit just because we were severely hit, and maybe starting kind of a whole new team and keeping the Houston Roller Derby maybe as a travel team kind of thing. So there may be some changes coming future. These are just some ideas that we've talked about, but we are coming back. And we need everybody involved. Like Mommy was saying, we need skating officials. We need non-skating officials. We need volunteers. Everyone is important. And that's one thing about Derby is you don't always have to be a skater and a player to be involved. Anybody can be involved. We will always have a home for you. Heck, we can even use some cheerleaders. Never hurts to have those.
Yeah.
out there. So
Hoorah.
Yeah, well,
Hoorah.
I'll be thinking
announcers.
just with this podcast that you've invited us, and Bleeda Ford, God bless her heart. Thank you for, letting us, telling us about this. Even just getting the word out and having this podcast is what's going to help us, rebrand, rebuild, not just for us, but the surrounding Derby leagues in our area, because some people think, oh, they're just going out there and hitting. No, it takes a lot of work, to skate, take a hit, give a hit. Even the NSOs, even the referees, the EMTs that come out, they prepare for this.
Oh, yeah.
Even our fans, like even our fans have posters and whatnot. They have outfits that they prepare, just to come out here to watch us. So it's the camaraderie of roller derby that got me. That's what got me, and I love it. And I love it.
When I first started, I was very surprised. I mainly just worked, and that's all I did. And so, roller derby was like the first thing I kind of went out and did. And it's a big, giant family. And I was very surprised. And, not just our league, I mean, with other leagues, if you're open, you can, I've been to different places like RollerCon. It's a national roller derby conference we have every year. And it's always in Las Vegas in the summer. I can't go this year, but I've gone and been involved. I've been with State Wars and, World Cup and other, places, and you meet and make friends. I have, tons of friends all over the world now that I have met through roller derby and just met here and there. So it is a big, giant family and community.
Oh, definitely. One thing that, I don't know if y'all ever thought about it, and I don't know how it would go, but have y'all ever thought about doing, I know Comic Palooza is probably way too expensive, but some of the smaller cons to actually get word out where y'all might have pictures of y'all during roller derby where y'all can sign them for people?
We did do RollerCon in the past. They would give us a free booth, and we would host games there, and we would have games upstairs, and then we would have a booth downstairs. The last year that they, of course, we weren't involved. And then the year before that, there was a mix-up where they didn't have the games because Houston was still using floors from Harvey to host, to have places. So they didn't have the game floor like they needed for us. But You know, I never even thought about it. I probably should try to see if I can get a hold of Comic Palooza and see if I can get us in there. We had looked
Yes,
at
you should.
they had another thing coming in, but yeah, any ideas of places like that you know of, please share it with us, because we would love to have those booths to get our word out.
Yes.
We used to do
I'm
Comic
very-
Palooza, and we were there when they first started in Houston. I mean, like
Yeah.
Ground Zero, Comic Palooza was just a wish, and then it became into something. And then that was when Jody was hosting, is trying to get it big.
Yes.
He's not affiliated with them anymore, as far as I know, but he's the one who really spearheaded it, and he brought us all in because he loved Derby. He went to all the games, and the first year the first time we were at Comic Palooza, what we had to do, because the floor was so slick, what they had to do was, and this was a big mistake, they used sugar water to have us have a friction so that we would be able to grip the floor. Oh, that was a mess. We were all sticky afterwards. Our wheels were gummed up. I mean, there was like this black sugar water everywhere. But that was an experience. That's how we first introduced our Derby into Comic Palooza. You know, I think it was the first year that they ever had Comic Palooza. And I just can't believe that we thought, you know, sugar water, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know one
And the
year
great thing about-
one year we had a game, it was right across from, I won't say, a very famous person who was giving their speech and their talk, and he complained on us because of our whistles were disturbing his talk.
Oh, you mean Hercules?
Yes, I wasn't going to say it, but since you did.
I still think he's fairly attractive for a man of his age.
I didn't say it.
I totally said it. Okay, I totally said it. And if he wants to come down and debate it, I will not complain. He can come. Come on.
I will. They came to me about it. I tell him, I'm sorry. It was a sanctioned game, even so. There was nothing I could do about it in the middle of a game. But they came.
He was right across. He was right across from where we were, and he had a big, you know, huge. But literally, we were right across from him. It was an open area. There was no division between us, and so, you know, if it takes trash talking him to come to personally talk to me about it, I'll be okay with that.
We've actually,
and I will be there by your side.
Oh, did you?
Just so y'all
well,
know.
you can tell him. You can tell him. Voodoo said that he needs to come over here and make amends. We'll call it that.
There we go. No, but I do know a lot of conventions, and I can actually get y'all in touch with some of them to see how they might promote y'all or help y'all out.
That would be awesome. We would love that.
Yes.
Even if we can't host a game
absolutely.
there, we can just go skate around and, you know, pass out flyers or whatever. We've done all sorts of things, and we would love to be involved.
And the thing about Comic Con that I loved was that it brought a lot of skaters from all over Texas. We had people from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I mean, even in Louisiana, they would come to Comic Con and they would skate with us, you know. And versatile of a bunch of skaters from all over Houston, from all over that knew about it, and they just come in because it was Comic Con, you know. So you were able to skate with different levels of play, you know. And it, like I said, it's the camaraderie that had me, you know, and I love it. And like Voodoo said earlier, it doesn't matter what you look like, how big you are, the size that you are. One size fits all when it comes to roller derby, you know? And I love it. It really is.
I wish I could nowadays, but I've had a few surgeries, so I'm definitely out permanently.
But, you know, like I said, we also need announcers. We got, you know, I'm going to give a shout out to Johnny Pepper, who is our fabulous announcer that we've had.
Johnny!
He's one of
I
our
wish we
board
would have
members.
had him
But, you know,
on
it takes
here.
more than one announcer a lot of times, you know, so
and
we
they
can always
really
use, you know, all sorts of volunteers.
They really make the game fun, you know, because announcers can really make the game fun. We used to have this announcer back in the day, the Colonel, and he had such energy. He always came in a suit, like a gray suit, you know, a black tie.
And was giving out bananas, right?
He'd give, he'd have a giant jar of pickle juice that he'd give out to the audience, because pickle juice is very hydrating. I swear by it. As an athlete, you should drink pickle juice to keep yourself hydrated in the moment. He had
And
such
bananas.
charisma. Yeah, bananas. He would, this big old jar of pickle juice.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
she froze up, but yeah, he had this big jar of pickle juice, and he'd give out those pickles, and it was, I remember he was around when I first started, and it was just always entertaining, And also, announcers are important because they're not only telling what's going on in the game. A lot of times, we have fans that come, or we have people that come that's never seen a game, and they don't know what the rules are.
Mhm.
So they are important of explaining how to play the game and what's going on to help our fans understand as well.
Now, I have to say, if I was an announcer, there'd probably be a few times I'd see something and maybe not say what I was supposed to on the air.
That's
show.
one thing you do. Yeah, you
It
do
is a
have to
family
watch
show.
what you say. When
Definitely.
it comes to Derby, I pretty much try to wear all hats. I haven't done an EMT. I've done some NSOing, and I definitely dabbed into some announcing. And Johnny Pepper had to lower my mic a couple of times, because mommy that has no filter also. So
That's true. He has no filter.
And they do try
Yeah.
to be family friendly. A
Yes.
lot of people
Yeah.
think
Yes.
Derby girls, and they think, lots of showing bits and pieces that shouldn't be
No.
shown in front of children, or saying things. But no, we try to keep it friendly because some of our biggest fans are little girls. And before COVID, we even had a whole junior league, and it's amazing how those juniors have done. And some of the luckily Conroe, because they're a little bit farther north and Conroe has shorter numbers, they've been able to keep their junior league. And I see some of those same girls now growing up, and they're joining the adult leagues now. And the growth that they have had is just amazing,
Yes. We actually scrimmaged with them. What was it? 2 weeks ago? 2 months ago? When was that? The scrimmage that we did with them?
months ago,
Oh my goodness!
Well, just so y'all
No.
know, I've actually been watching roller derby since the early 80s. So that's how long I've actually been watching.
Wow.
course, that-
So
that,
you
of
need a
course,
derby
gives
name.
my
Well, it's an
age.
evolution.
That gives my age.
Yeah, you need a derby name for sure. There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
well,
need a derby name
as
for
time
sure.
goes
After
by.
today, we need to get you a derby name. Yes, we
Agreed.
definitely need to get you. Yeah.
Or back to Blast from the Past. Who knows?
There you go.
Oh, that's
You
a
can
good
do that.
one. That's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Yeah,
Blast from
isn't
the
that a
past.
Brendan Fraser movie? Isn't that a Brendan
Yep.
Fraser movie? There you go. All
Yeah.
right.
I'm trying to think and see.
Well, I mean, the evolution of the game
Yeah,
has
one where
changed so
he-
much.
He was in an underground bunker with his parents
Bunker,
forever. 'Cause they thought
and-
an atomic
yeah.
bomb had went off.
I
And then
kind
he
of
came
remember.
to
Yeah.
life.
And then
Surprised
he grew
everything.
up in like a, yeah.
Been a while,
But yeah, the
Yeah, like
evolution
Rudy
of
said-
Derby has changed so much.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was just
I
saying, like,
agree.
'cause
it
I was
has.
talking to somebody the other day. And when I started, it was very rockabilly inspired, and we would do hot rod shows and play games at the Hot Rod Hoedown and stuff like that. Like, it was very a lot of rockabilly and swing and pinup dressing and stuff like that. And then the evolution turned into people wanted it to be a little bit more serious, and so now uniforms and a lot more sportsmanship. But I mean, we always had sportsmanship, but it became more of less of an like a exhibition and more of a streamlined sport to be taken seriously.
Some leagues have even gotten rid of their Derby names, because I know one of the things Derby has inspired is we'd like to be in the Olympics one day. But that's one of the reasons
Yes.
the Olympics has turned us down, is they said, well, Derby names. So some leagues, they don't use their Derby names at all.
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Oh, give me a second, baby.
Yeah, we've had to turn down a name or two also in HRD. One girl actually had her name on one of our pink jerseys, and she was so mad because they had to. And I
It
don't
was
know
just
if I should say it.
inappropriate.
Ah,
So we couldn't let her have that.
well,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I mean,
Am I allowed to say
Well,
the
I
name?
love the
No.
Derby names, though.
well,
That one was bad.
The one
I
with
mean,
Susie in it? Is
Yeah,
that
she
the
went
one
in-
we're talking about?
I try.
Yeah.
I try
Yeah.
to keep it family related, but I know we let our mouths go occasionally.
Well, this one was bad. Like I said, I would not probably say that on the air if children were listening and they'd be asking, "What does this mean?" Ooh,
Oh no, yeah, because I do know a lot of parents have that question, but again, I don't put it where I say no. It's not family friendly on YouTube, so it gives us a little bit of leeway, not much, but
Yeah.
a little. But I do know
Yeah,
that
we've
there's a
had
little
some
one with
stuff.
voodoo right now.
and we've had to do some stuff where people wore some inappropriate things. We're like, "Sorry, you can't wear that. You need to put some bottoms on or something like that." Because yeah, people wear the Spanx or things like that underneath their uniforms, and that's fine. But we're trying to at least keep bits and pieces covered.
I heard that there was a tryout one time and a girl showed up in a limo in her bikini top and Spank bottoms.
Well, she didn't show up in that.
I
She
was
went into the
there. I was
spent an
there.
hour and a half in the bathroom getting dressed and doing her hair and makeup, and she put on it was a Halloween costume that she put on that's like the sexy farmer's daughter kind of Halloween costume.
Okay, I remember that. I was there for that, and she only went to like 2 practices because she thought this was an image thing and not an actual sport. And it turned out that she had a sugar daddy. That's why she brought the limo.
Yeah.
So-
Oh,
Well, I
Lordy.
can tell you more. She actually made the team because she had been involved with skating, and so she was good at it. But once she at that point, we sent off insurance by mail, so people were waiting for her insurance to come in so they could hit her because her attitude was so horrible. I mean, she thought she was better than everybody. And so
Oh,
as
Lordy.
soon as her insurance came in and people really hit her, I mean, not punch her, but, Derby hit her, she
Mhm.
was out.
Legally.
Yeah.
Legally. That's
Legally
the whole
hit her.
reason why
Yeah.
I joined
Legally hit
Derby
her.
was to legally hit.
Legal. Yeah.
Now we talked a little bit about
Legally.
the sport and the banks and the flat. What positions do y'all play? And talk a little bit about y'all's positions.
Well, I predominantly jam. I can block some, but career in jamming, which means I make points. So for me, like Shirley said earlier, is that we got 4 players from each team, and for me, them, and when we're allowed to release that first lap around, the
Voodoo,
first jammer through gets the jammer. Okay, sorry, my son's having a ball.
There you go. Now we can hear you now.
But
There you go. Now we
Okay.
can hear you.
The first jammer through the pack of girls they lead, and that means that they can call off the game at any time. The 2-minute jam, they can call it off, and that's a want to call the other
Voodoo, we're losing you again.
me. Oh, okay. Well, I'll do the best I can, but for me, jamming is great. I love the speed. I love the juking, getting around people, and when you have a good pack with you, a good group of girls with you, they make it easy. It's not a one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a person
I think,
to
yeah, I think we,
Yeah, I think you're breaking up, Voodoo. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess with me, I predominantly block. I'm a better blocker than I am a jammer and a pivot. But I love to play it all. And I would always be given the jammer panty, because I like to get my way through. If I can't find a way, I'm gonna make a way, you know. But I definitely love to block. I love jamming. But of course, jammers are usually the faster, more agile females of the group. And but I was ready for whatever the coach had to give me, whatever penny he had to give me. I was ready to pivot. I was ready to block. I was ready to jam. But I predominantly did blocking. You know, yeah, that's mostly what I did.
And due to my injury, I really don't play a game because I don't want to take a chance of causing someone else get hurt either. So I officiate. I'm mainly a non-skating official. I've helped ref, but usually if I'm help reffing, I'm off skates. So I could actually NSO and ref at the same time. So, and I do lots of paperwork and some of the background stuff for our league as well.
So, I mean,
so we
there's a
have
lot to
room
do.
for, yes, in Derby, yes, there is. That's why it's important for people to know that you don't have to skate to be a part of roller derby. Even the fans, that's who we do it for. Even the spectators is who we do it for. If it wasn't for the spectators, I mean, you know, who else is gonna support us, you know, if it isn't our fans and our spectators. And
some of our fans have been the best because they get all involved and they have their favorite team or their favorite skater. Heck, we've even had fans of officials, and they'll make posters for the officials sometimes.
Yeah, and
it's kind of funny.
And sometimes and they, you know, they say drink your water, drink your electrolytes, make sure you drink. But you know what? Once you're on that track, the energy that the fans bring it's what really fuels us. Well, at least that's what I think, you know, just the love and the passion of just being a spectator and being ooh and all. I've had from big old truck driver men talking about, oh, let me take a picture with you, you scary little thing, to itty bitty little vulnerable girls just, oh, I love the way you skate, will you give me your autograph? So it's amazing the energy that roller derby brings, and I'm here for it all.
The fandom.
There's gonna be a day where I can't do this, you know, and today's not that day. So I'm excited for roller derby coming back, and I'm excited for just everyone getting back into it. You know, it's indescribable feeling. You know, you have to be amongst it all to understand it. You know.
Now, one thing I do want to ask, because we talked about where you practice and what y'all do and all the good stuff. When y'all start getting back into the competition or the games, where are y'all going to be playing at? Is it just going to be local places that you pick, or?
We don't know yet. That is
yeah.
We may be
right now
using meeting with other teams and on their venue sites or something. We really don't know yet. We are working on some of those in the background right now, as in trying to find new places and, you know, things like that. So
yeah. So right now, Houston Roller Derby is looking for a home. We're homeless right now. And the majority of skaters that we have are not ready to even, you know, go on a game. But the experienced skaters like Arrakis and myself and Voodoo, there are, like, Conroe hosts a lot of games. I know Southside has been, Star was supposed to be on here with us. I'm kind of sad that she's not, because she represents Southside, and they do a lot of boot camp training out there also. And they're supposed to be having a game, I want to say in May, at the end of May. I'm not too sure.
I know Conroe's having one the 25th. 25th.
Yeah, and so they
like
pretty much host their own games, and they open it up to all the skaters, and all you got to do is sign up and show up, you know. And that's what I've been doing right now, is just going to different other leagues that have scrimmages, and I'm able to go in and, you know, play at that level, because you definitely don't want to get yourself out of the game if you're still wanting to be in it. Even if it's a low level, it doesn't matter. Like, you learn. If you think you come into Derby like, oh, I've learned, I'm the best, I'm the baddest. No, you're gonna get served.
It's,
You can learn. Even me going back to the basics, doing falls and sprawls, doing one knee drops, all of that. What's that word I'm looking for? I'm terrible with words.
Well, it just
it-
reviews those skills with you. I'm sorry.
Yes,
to
yeah.
interrupt you for a second. I have to go because
No,
I have
that's
to get my
fine.
students to their parents. So that this was fun, and I would love to do it again
Thank you.
sometime.
definitely.
Love you, Jam. See you Wednesday.
Bye, Jam.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
love that,
I
yeah.
played with Conroe before the pandemic, and a great group of girls. It's hard to keep the diehards to come back after a big blow like that, but you need to encourage them. You know, like Derby takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time out of your day. So it's great that we have that family built in, but we got to make sure to support and lean on people when they stop Derby because for whatever reason, where it's pandemic, injury, maybe their immediate family has issues. But, you know, you always try to support and reach out to them and tell them,
Yeah.
you know, whenever you're ready to come back, you know, we're here, you know?
Yeah. That's like Voodoo. She has her son that she has to take care of and whatnot. She was actually skating with Conroe, and they're a little further. So I let her know that we have girls that are skating right now, and just to have us there, experienced skaters, to show them just the Derby stance, just alone that it helps them and motivate them. You're not alone. We're here. We're you know, even I've invited a lot of vets, and I'm hoping that, and I know things are tough and, you know, kind of scary to get out and get around people, but I'm hoping that that will slowly fade away, and a lot of veterans come out and at least, you know, maybe you know, come out and skate 1 or 2 laps, because just even visually looking at a skater, you know, the way their form is, it helps, because I'm a visual person. And the first skater that I actually learned how to do Derby stance was Scarlett O'Hurtu, you know, and she was with Battleground, and she became an announcer. She was a siren and then became an announcer. And she had like the perfect Derby stance when she would do skate around the track. She did her diamond perfect. And so that helped me to know how to skate, you know, how to have skater form, the proper skater form, you know. And at the end of the day, you're the one that pushes yourself. We can only give you the tools that you need to be able to, you know, to play the game, but you push yourself. You become your own hero in this, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. And I've learned a whole lot from the weakest skater, you know, because we had a girl named Adine, and I'm not saying she's weak, because baby, she would get out there on the track with some of the meanest, the baddest skaters. Now, of course, you have your asshole skaters that will come in there and just wipe her out. But guess what? She would get right back up and get right back in the pack. Like, give me some more, you know? So
Well,
you learn.
she came to every practice. She came up to show up, you know, I mean, you know, and it wasn't all her. I mean, she had a medical condition that made her muscles a little weak, right? A little frail, but she was out there 100% all the time.
But
you know,
this
you can
wasn't
count
frail.
on her. Yes, she was smart. She made it work. She was there. She showed up, and that's half the battle. I mean, isn't that a famous quote? Just showing up,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, and so I
Definitely.
remember her telling me, "Mommy, I'm gonna hold the line, and if you need, when I would jam, she goes, if you need to use me to push me towards it, she's like, use me, you know."
Mhm.
So it don't matter the age, the size, the gender, you fit in. Roller derby is like, it fits all, you know, and that's what I love about it, you know. That's what I love about roller derby.
Now,
I really do.
One thing I'd like to ask is, where do they play at Conroe? It's not the convention center, or is it?
No,
Or?
Rainbow roller rink.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a
Yeah.
roller rink, definitely.
Yeah, and if you go to their social media pages, you'll find Conroe Roller Derby, and then they're very active right now, and so is Yellow Rose, and they're out in Stafford. They just started practicing also a couple of weeks ago, and they've got a nice group of girls out there. I haven't made it out to Yellow Rose, but I'm planning on going out there. You know, like I said, a veteran skater showing up to a practice, it helps even if I don't run practice or anything, but you just skating and showing and doing the proper form, they're gonna see you, and they'll learn that way, and it's beneficial for everyone, So any old skaters, any vets that are out there want to come back, And the good thing about it is about us rebranching, rebuilding, is that it got to a point where it was just draining us. It really was. We had all these committees. You had to do all this PR work. The fun got lost. The fun got lost, and it got very political. And I think that's when it starts. That's when you lose the fun. That's when you start losing people. You start losing interest. And I'm hoping that we don't lose the fun and it stays there, and understanding that not always winning is winning. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes
does.
sense,
No,
Yeah, it
it's
does.
putting the hard work into it, whether the outcome, is favorable or not. It's that hard work into it that you should be really proud of, like.
If it's something that you enjoy doing, then you're having fun
Yes.
doing it. Then it's
Definitely. Like even going to go try out for Team USA, I already knew I wasn't going to make it, simply because it's a whole nother rule set. And then like the first days, I actually took a course on hazing, bullying, and harassment. Just that course was very knowledgeable for me. And I'm hoping that Houston Roller Derby will probably let us take that course, because it's a lot of it, because you get some skaters out there that will want to skate revenge on you, but what you don't realize is that if you go out on a skate revenge, you can hurt somebody. And that's not really what we want roller derby to be represented as, yes, you want to give a big hit, you want to, make a good block and whatnot, but you want to have fun and you want to be safe.
You don't want to intentionally break something. You just want to do
exactly
your part of the job. And I don't want to say job because then it doesn't sound like fun. But you want to do your part of the team.
The job to know your
to
play, because you have a thing you got to do. So sorry, I had a call come in.
No worries.
Mommy's job is never done. Yeah, but I'm hoping that it does come back and the fun comes back. The competitive
we've
fun.
had a lot of the competitive fun, and we've had a lot of good things. I mean, we did most of the parades. You skate in the parades. I mean, those were added bonuses, like being able to have some access to certain events that we wouldn't normally have due to the roller derby opening doors for us. Like Comic Palooza and the Thanksgiving parade and stuff like that. But those are the fun added stuff that derby can do for you. When if it feels like work, like Mommy was saying, like at one point you have to be on a committee, you have to you have to all this stuff, and sometimes that can bog you down because it's a second job, third job, and it takes a lot of time. But if we can find a way to be able to build everything up with not having to make it feel like we're having to work harder instead of smarter,
Definitely. But anyway, we're actually getting close to our hour mark. So
can y'all hear me?
I do want to say, yes.
Okay.
One thing I do want to say is thank y'all for being on. We'll definitely have to get y'all on again. And especially when there's more competition going. And maybe one of these days, if I know y'all are out in my area, I am on the northeast side of Houston.
I will definitely come out and visit you.
Definitely get something where we can actually film something going on live, because we love live videos and doing things like that. So we definitely want to do that. And I might even go to Conroe. You never know.
Yes. Yes. They will love it. They will welcome you with open arms.
But definitely, and I do want to thank y'all again. And to let everybody know, we will have a show on Tuesday at 11 a.m. And that one's just going to be our normal show. And then we're off for the next week. And then we're going to have Dublin. And yes, I mean Dublin, Ireland. They're having a Comic Con and they're coming on our show next Tuesday or the following Tuesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
So-
exciting.
Yeah.
And there's roller derby all over the world. I think Mommy kind of said that, but there's roller derby in England and Amsterdam and Scotland, not Scotland, Stockholm.
Stockholm.
And Team USA is actually going to Argentina to have their first match in Argentina.
nice.
Yeah. So look out for Team USA also, cheer them on. I also
Definitely.
tried
And-
out for Team Mexico a couple of years back. But didn't make that league either.
Well,
But I ain't going
And I-
nowhere. Mommy's here to stay.
I definitely want to wish y'all luck. And again, we can't wait to have y'all back on the show. And
Thank you so much, Greg.
Yeah,
We'll
thank you. I mean,
definitely
we're a bit of
anytime.
chatty Cathy's over here, so.
oh, no worries. We love people who talk on our show because the show is really about our guests. It's not about us, it's about our guests. So
Aw.
thank y'all for being on, and we will see everyone on Tuesday. Until then,